is Monday, June the 6th, 2022. Of course, we're live every single day, rain or shine. No taking a pass here. Only 6 Major League Baseball games, 1 NHL game. And Chris, yesterday, oh man, Mitch's big play, my $15 big play. I thought I was in it with the Rangers up 5-2 in the 9th inning. They get into a little bit of trouble. I figured I still got the lead, right? And then all of a sudden it goes 5-5. Then, you know, they get to they end up going to extra innings on it, and then a wild pitch to score the winning run for the Mariners. It's pretty gruesome. You know, I know a lot of people in that Phillies Angels game, you know, they took a beating on that thing too. You know, baseball's been like this. The day before, I get the win with the Pirates on the walk-off. So, I mean, there is give and take for sure in this thing. But, man, baseball, it will rip your heart out, right? It's just kind of like, it's one of those things that it's not like football where, you know, or basketball where once the final buzzer sounds, the game's over. It's X amount of time, and, you know, that you can work the clock, right? There's no working the clock in baseball. Not even close. But anyways, what do you think, Chris? What's up with you?
You know what? I was snake bit with double Rangers yesterday, both losing it late in the game. And like you said, I was on that Rangers game too. And we said it, you know, a little bit earlier off air. Matt Bush is dead to me. He's the new Mark Melancon for me of the major leagues. And I even heard the commentator say he's not comfortable in the closer's role. Yeah, well, I guess we figured out why. And yeah, he just did not work. And the New York Rangers, well, they had a chance to take a commanding 3-0 lead in that series, and just the Tampa Bay Lightning would not go away, and they proved why. They're the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champs. No give up in that locker room. But yeah, yesterday I think was a rough day for me overall.
I was surprised that game was actually as close as it was. I really was. And how about the third quarter by the Warriors too? In that one against the Celtics, statement. Yeah. But, you know, was it, Brian, you think it was complacency there by the Celtics, or do you think that the Warriors just really wanted it that bad?
Yeah, I think the Warriors wanted it. I lost on the Celtics as a premium play yesterday, so I really stuck in my didn't make me too happy, that's for sure. But, you know, you can almost see it coming sometimes. A team, you know, if the Warriors didn't come out strong yesterday, they'd basically be finished, I would think, because then you go back to Boston down 2-0. So, you know, yesterday was a tale of 2 days. You had highs and lows for sure. I know the Phillies, I didn't have them as a premium or nothing like that, but Harper and then Stott with the home run late. So
you heard
and then Oakland A's yesterday, the typical Oakland A's bullshit. Typical Oakland A's game. So
you heard Michael Wilbon, you know, and some of the announcers after the game talking about the Celtics' complacency, getting, you know, the home court in this series now, but then at the same time mentioning that, you know, where they've struggled is in Boston in these playoffs. They've won only 50% of their home games so far, and the Warriors just, you know, they come out here in Game 3 and take Game 3 from the Celtics in Boston. Well, they've got home court right back again. It is that easy to do it. And like I said, you know, most people in agreement, the Celtics struggling mightily in these playoffs at home. It's been on the road where they've been extra tough. So should be interesting. I don't agree with Big Al yesterday, who said that doesn't like the way they've spaced out the playoffs this year either, with Sunday, then Wednesday, and, you know, who knows.
It would have been nice for them to take the day off yesterday and then tonight have the game that we saw last night tonight, you know, just for something extra on a Monday. But
yeah, they never seem to coordinate it the way that we want it to be. You know, it's like they never ask us.
Well, I guess they got their paperwork. It shows them, you know, how they can make the most money. So they got their data and studies.
So we show the 10th, which is Wednesday, and then the 13th, which is Saturday, which is weird, you know, to do it Saturday night instead of Sunday. But whatever. I don't make the rules. I just watch the games and bet on them. But
how about the White Sox yesterday? They got a W.
Yeah, they've been, you know, as bad as they've been, and kind of as really as, you know, as really, solidly mediocre even on their best days. 2 games under 500, but only 5 games out in the American League Central with plenty of games left to go and plenty of games against the 2 teams that are ahead of them. So, they certainly are in it, and they'll have, their guys will be back soon. They've had a lot of injuries once again, second year in a row, tons of injuries. And I also think they trade for a frontline pitcher, a frontline guy, not Quintana, but like a real frontline pitcher, Maybe they get Quintana too. I don't know.
Yeah, Quintana. He's more like a Band-Aid guy, but
not sure. Not sure what you do.
Oh, what about the Reds? I can't pronounce his name. Luis
Castillo. Castillo, yeah.
He'd be a guy.
He might be. Maybe he fits. He fits. So, you got to find the guys that fit. But it is a light card today. But we do have NHL, and we got the Avalanche with a chance to close it out here. We had Rod Zawacki on the show yesterday, who is a diehard Edmonton fan, and even he felt it was done, that this series was pretty much over. And then he also said, though, as an Edmonton fan, that he was okay with the season, that while they obviously didn't get it to where they want to be, they kind of did, that you have to, that in hockey, we talk about it all the time. It's rare that you see a team come out of nowhere and win the whole thing. I mean, Vegas kind of came out of nowhere that one year, but they didn't win the whole thing. They got close.
But the Montreal Canadiens the one year, they didn't win it all, but they came out of nowhere and went pretty deep. Forget what year that was.
A couple of years ago. But Chris, what do you think?
You know what? For this game, I think I'm going to try to go max value. I'm going to take the Avalanche on the puck line. I think Rod summed it up perfectly yesterday, like you said, that the Oilers look done, but the fans should be okay with how the season's gone. This is still an Oilers team that has a ton of talent. It's going to be fine going forward. They're going to have their chances in the sun. But right now, it's just been a case of the Avalanche just being the better team. And, Edmonton was having a hard time finding answers, as it were. But now Noah Vander Kane suspended for this game for boarding Nazem Kadri in Game 3. And I just think that's another key piece that the Oilers, couldn't afford to lose to begin with. But now without him, I think it's just going to be even more of an uphill climb. The Avs 6-0 on the road in the playoffs, 30 goals for, 15 against. And I just think I got to go with the Avs here.
Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Game 1 of this series was an oddity where we saw a ton of 14 goals, and then the last 2 I think is going to be what we see tonight, a low-scoring, really fight put up by Edmonton. In the end, I don't know if they're going to get the job done. I don't think so, but I think the under is a strong play tonight. I think we're going to see strong goaltending on both sides, and the number is so high at 6.5. I think you're getting plus money to take the under, so that's where I'm going to go with the under. Edmonton Oilers 6.5 and Avs.
I like the Avalanche here to complete the sweep. Just think they are the better team at this point. Even though I don't even follow hockey, even I know that. Brian, what are you selling today?
Well, everything's been solid except for my premiums yesterday. 1 and 2 in the premium plays, but I'm going to bounce back. I got my Monday titanium wager. It's my best bet overall for $15 at pickdogs.com, premium picks. Or you can get my Monday night money shot baseball play too. That one's $30. So make sure you head on over to pickdogs.com. If you're not signed up for YouTube Premium VIP service, it's definitely the best deal on handicap, and you can't beat it. So make sure you check it out.
Yeah, for me, I'm going back to the well with my $15 pickoff play. Had a rough Sunday, but I'm going to try to bounce back here with that $15 play, or that $15 play also part of my MLB triple play, a 3-pack on the board that I really like. So got that for $39.95, and like Brian said, YouTube VIP Premium, you can't go wrong.
I think I ended up okay on the day yesterday, but man, it was not the way I wanted it to happen. It's like the Texas Rangers just really ruined my whole night, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if I ended up in the plus. I think I did end up in the plus.
I think you had a rock solid day yesterday.
I had the Twins. They were plus 180 in that game, and I also gave that out in the VIP show as my premium pick for the VIP show was the Twins.
Plus 150.
180.
154. No, you finished the day plus 154.
Oh, and that's because those damn Rangers stink. And the Reds. It's ironic that the Reds are playing the Diamondbacks, and I hate them both. Anyways, I got my 15.
How could you hate them both? They're both those kind of teams that we like to take.
I know, but they both let me down yesterday. Anyways, I've got just my $15 big play today, and that's it. I was on a nice winning streak, and I still have hit probably 80% of these big plays. Of course, someone lost yesterday and still ripped me about it. That's gonna happen. It's like you could win. That's and that's what I signed up for in this business. I know that. And just like I also know that when I make. You don't see any other owners of the business out in front of the camera on any of the other big websites. And I know, it makes me an easy target, but so be it. I'm not going to hide. I don't need to. I have nothing to hide from. And I know sometimes some of my decisions make me look like the bad guy, but trust me, every decision I make makes it better for you guys. Every single one of them. They always do. It always works out. That's why I've been around for 15 years and why we are the leaders, the ones that everybody copies. Watch, we'll come up with something new. And, of course, they can't copy the betting tools. They're unwilling to invest that kind of money in you guys. They'd rather keep the money for themselves. But outside of that, got a lot of really cool things on the way. You guys are going to be stoked. Trust me. Anyways, we got soccer betting tools coming out. Should be this week. And other stuff. We added like the baseball angles, which I love. Forgot to mention it. Maybe I'll send out an email today or tomorrow about it. Anyways, speaking of baseball, Monday's always weird, right? I always feel weird on Mondays.
I feel like it's the start of a new week. Start fresh. I like Monday.
I don't know. I always feel like I'm really tired on Monday. I don't know why. I just do.
Well, get to bed earlier.
Anyways, we'll go to Major League Baseball. Just 6 games on the card today, so we'll milk it for what it's worth. We'll go 2 games at a time as opposed to our usual 3. Hunter Green versus Madison Bumgarner as those Reds take on the D-backs. We got Cal Quantrill versus John Gray as the Guardians take on the Rangers. Brian, what do you think of these 2 gems?
They are gems. I'm gonna strong lean to the Cleveland Guardians here. I just think they're playing better baseball, and after that Texas Rangers lost it yesterday, and then going on the road, I think also Cal Quantrill I think is the better starter here. John Gray's off one good start, but I've seen the bulk of his work over the last 2 seasons or so. So I'm confident at this price to take the Guardians.
Chris?
Yeah, for these two, I'm going to go with the Arizona Diamondbacks on the money line here. I just think that the Diamondbacks, Madison Bumgarner was struggling, but he's picked up his play a little bit in his last start, and realistically, I just don't want any part of Hunter Green right now. I know he's supposed to be the next big thing in the Cincinnati Reds rotation, but he's hitting a bit of a rough patch, and the Reds really burned me yesterday against the Nationals, so I'm still a little bit bitter about that. So I'll go with the Diamondbacks there. And I'm with Brian. I'm going to go with the Guardians on the money line as well. I just think Cal Quantrill is the better starter compared to John Gray, in my opinion. And you have 2 teams that are just heading in different directions. The Rangers find ways to lose games. The Guardians are finding ways to win games right now. And at a near coin flip price, I got to go with Cleveland.
Guardians bats have gone really quiet recently too, though, and so you got to be a little bit leery of that. We saw them. I can't get over. Not this Sunday, but the Sunday before that, when they lost 2-1 in Detroit with the 2 home runs, solo shots by Candelario in that game. Yeah, I'm really good at letting games go and just saying, yeah, today's a new day. But John Gray had 12 strikeouts last time out, so we know that he has that kind of stuff. I think that this is just a tough card because you've got 6 games, so there's no reason to chase. I'm not saying take a pass on today's card by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I have a big play out today, and it's not just because I needed to have one. It's because I actually really like the game. But I think that today is a good day to look at the betting tools, find a couple props, maybe find some first fives or some totals or something. Find the place where nobody else is betting, because what we'll see on today's, and here's some indicators, to find out, like, on days like this that really show you exactly how much it's slanted by a short schedule is, so like Chris Ruffalo's videos that he does, right? Like nobody wants to watch this stuff, right? I mean, people just write in the comments, I hate this guy and whatever. It's like, why am I listening to him? Just kidding. But anyways, what you'll notice is today's videos is even my own, which of course I never win. One guy said in the comments that I lose 80% of the time. Yeah, 80%. Of course, no data, no stats, no actual picks there to back it up. Just a blanket statement of that I lose 80% of the time. But anyways, which could be possible. I don't know. But I think what you'll see is like the view count on just those 6 videos today will be, exponentially higher than what a view count would be on the Cleveland, Texas video tomorrow. When you have a full card. So, that just shows you just how crazy amounts of money on games that really aren't that good, you're going to see today. But I don't know. Madison Bumgarner was always one of my favorite guys. But the problem is that Melanson didn't pitch yesterday. So he will be involved in today's game if a save situation comes around, which means that I cannot take the Diamondbacks in good conscience. The betting tools took the Diamondbacks here. I understand that. They can put their money on it. I like the Cincinnati Reds here because the Diamondbacks play in a lot of close games. They have the worst closer in baseball. I will not put my money on Mark Melanson. I will not do it. I'm sorry, Chris. It's not going to happen. Madison Bumgarner. Not bad. Hall of Famer, Brian. Madison Bumgarner. 3-time World Series champion.
How many wins does he have?
He's got 3 World Series championships.
I don't know about that.
Wins doesn't mean
I'd put him in.
So you put everybody that's won 3, everybody in that Giants team that won 3 titles, they put him in the Hall of Fame.
He was the MVP.
I don't know. He just, he's like Johnny Cueto. He's not a bad pitcher, but I don't think he's Hall of Fame material.
Was it Bumgarner that came in and threw 5 relief innings in a Game 7 on short rest? I can't remember. It was either him or Kershaw. I think it was Madison Bumgarner.
Now, Kershaw's Hall of Fame material. He didn't win 3 championships.
Kershaw's a Hall of Famer. Look at all the Cy Young awards.
He's a no doubt Hall of Famer. I'm saying he's definite. I mean, compare him to Bumgarner.
Yeah, Bumgarner has more championships.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at Madison Bumgarner real quickly, since we have that kind of day. So Mad Bum stats, he is 4-time All-Star, 3-time World Series champion, World Series MVP 2014, NLCS 2014, 2-time Silver Slugger Award, Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year, AP Athlete of the Year, .25 career World Series ERA, .25 career World Series ERA. What do you think? You think Clayton Kershaw would trade those? You think Clayton Kershaw would trade all his Cy Youngs for that, Brian?
Maybe.
Trade all his hardware for a .25 World Series ERA.
I don't want to put words in his mouth.
First ballot Hall of Famer from Hickory, North Carolina. Madison Bumgarner. Gotta be.
Yeah,
Gotta
I think
be.
so.
Gotta be. Gotta be, man. Gotta be. You can't take his late, career numbers and look at that. He's got, let's see. He's got 129 wins and 110 losses. A 3.31 career ERA.
3.31. That's a little high for a Hall of Famer. Yeah. It just doesn't do it for me.
Anyways. We go on to our next set of games. Got the Royals and the Blue Jays and the Astros and the Mariners. Brian?
Well, speaking of a Hall of Fame pitching matchup here in Toronto, with Stripling and Lynch. I guess Stripling's a bullpen guy, right? This is a bullpen game for Toronto. Anyway, that's what it looks like to me. I'm going to take the over 9.5 here. I think Lynch is good. I think Toronto could get 5-6 runs on Lynch, and I could easily see Stripling. He's only going to be in a limited amount of time, but then you got the bullpen of the Blue Jays. So for me, it's just a strong lean here. I'm going to take the over 9.5 Toronto and KC. Then Houston and Seattle. Astros just look like the dominant team. You got Javier, has spectacular numbers, and Robbie Ray. It's hard to trust in him, but for some reason I see Seattle getting another surprise knockoff win here. The Astros return home. How many road games did they have in a row? Was it 11 road games in a row? This is their first game at home. I think there's a little bit of I think they come out a little bit groggy, sleepwalking. I think Seattle catches them here.
Yeah, these two, I'm going with a couple of first inning plays. I'm going to go with the. I would take the Yurfie in that Toronto Kansas City game, but it's minus 145, so I'll probably look extended lines over 1.5. I think plus 190, 2.5 plus 475, 3.5 plus 1125. I like all those. And I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go the Nerfy in Seattle and Houston. Bad as Robbie Ray's been, he's been pretty good in the first inning, and some of Houston's best bats have struggled against him. Same thing for Christian Javier. He's been pitching very well in the first inning themselves, and in 3 all-time meetings against Seattle, he hasn't allowed a first inning run. So I'll go with the Nerfy in that one.
I don't know. I think Daniel Lynch gets probably lit up in this thing against the Blue Jays. I don't know. This is just such a bad card. And I agree with Chris on that Nerfy. I'm not a Nerfy guy, but I could see one going on there in Houston, Seattle. Unless the Astros get to Ray early. Some guys you get to him early. For Ray, it's normally he gets to himself. He's one of those guys that he's his own worst enemy. He certainly has overpowering stuff when he's on. Let me see. Boston under 5 runs first. Those are later games. Talks about those.
We didn't get to Boston yet.
No, we didn't get to those. It's just a question from the chat. Just going over that. But yeah, Daniel Lynch, I would say uninspiring on his most inspiring day. We move on to our last set of games for the day. The Angels, Noah Syndergaard up against Michael Wacha. And the Padres taking on the Mets, which really should be a solid series. I mean, this should be a good one. The Padres are playing, the Padres have had a tough schedule, They played the Brewers in Milwaukee. Now they go, they're home. They got the Mets. And the Mets were in Los Angeles, right? So the Mets only have, an hour car ride, while the Padres had to fly all the way home from Milwaukee. So they don't even get the home field advantage, really, for the first game. They get the jet laggers. Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, that's the only thing worrying me in these Padres and Padres and Angels games, that both these teams are back first game off of a road trip. I'm going to lean towards the Angels in this Angels-Red Sox game. I think Syndergaard bounces back from that bad start he had last time out. I just like him better than Wacha. Wacha probably will go 5 innings with Boston, and then it's on to their bullpen. Angels losers of 11 straight. I think they want to get that monkey off their back. And a slight lean to the San Diego Padres with Blake Snell. He pitched 6 strong in his last start. And usually Snell's a 4-inning guy. But Carrasco, I think the Padres would be able to get to him. They're pretty hot off that series with the Brewers. So lean to San Diego, and then I think the better plays the Angels.
Yeah, I don't love that Boston game, but I do lean towards the Red Sox, mainly because I just don't want to lay juice with a team that's lost 11 in a row, even if they're quote unquote due. I hate using the term they're due, but the Angels
But they
maybe,
are
but
due.
I still gotta go. But I still gotta go with Boston. I like Waka, and I have Noah Syndergaard on my fantasy team. He's been burning me, so I think Boston can get the job done. Where they've been better on the road this season, so give me the Red Sox there, and I like the over 7 between the Padres and the Mets. It's just going to be a higher scoring game than that line would indicate, and even if we have to use the bullpens to get there, I think we get over 7.
So Rodney just pointed out in the comments, Mike Trout's been like over 30 at the plate. Well, I'll tell you what that means. I mean, this is a guy that's going to play. This is a guy that was, he's going to get his numbers. He's going to play the back of his card. So expect him to go on a torrid tear at some point. I like the over 2 hits for Mike Trout in this game. I think I like the over in this one. I think that they get to Waka, whose strikeouts are really going south. He was like a 4 or 5 strikeout guy. Now he's like a 2 strikeout guy. So he's got some problems. The Angels, of course, they've got problems. The Red Sox, 500 team. The Angels, just a game under 500 after all this shenanigans that's been going on. So far from out of it. And I think they get back home, get to Anaheim, draw a line in the sand, start playing baseball again. I really want to see Blake Snell move to the bullpen. We'll see if today gets him closer there for the San Diego Padres. I have zero faith in Carlos Carrasco. Zip. Any props?
Hold on, one props. I got a parlay.
You might. You might talk me into Mike Trout to hit a home run.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm going to parlay up the Angels and the Guardians here on the money line as far as props go for me today. I'm going to take Mike Trout to smack a home run. I think he's due. This guy, he looked like he was about to break out of it against the Phillies yesterday, but then I think he cracks one out tonight.
Yeah, for a parlay, I'll go with the Diamondbacks. I'll go with the Yurfie in Toronto and Kansas City, and the Nerfie in Seattle, Houston.
I'm going to go with Jimenez for the Guardians to hit a home run in this one off John Gray. Plus 700. He's hit home runs in 3 of his last 5 games. So got that one from the betting tools. Didn't just pull it out in thin air. So thanks everyone for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll be back tomorrow giving out free picks. I lose 80% of the time, according to the YouTube comments. So fade me if it's going to make you money. That's whatever it takes, man. I don't care as long as you guys win, right? Anyways, even though obviously, there's no data to back that up. Make it a winning day. Later.